My name is Rob Robinson, and I'm the co-founder of the Take Back the Land movement. And we're here in East New York at one of the D6 actions that are taking place in solidarity with the Occupy Our Homes movement. So this is a movement that was being constructed probably over the last 2 years as folks started to coming together in these poor neighborhoods in New York City and saying, we have to figure out a way to fight back. We're here in East New York with about 500, maybe 1,000 people who are upset that their communities are being invaded by banks and taken over by developers. This is a way of folks to come together to fight back. The organizers started with a lot of door knocking, people coming together and asking about issues. Does this issue affect you? How does it affect you? We did surveys, we pulled our information together. The Occupy Wall Street, who myself included, believe was a movement I met with a lot of skepticism. I didn't believe that it was going to take root the way it did. And once I saw it take root, I said I had to be a part of it. Those folks started coming to me, asking me for help because they knew I had a strong relationship with a lot of community groups here in the city, asking me how can I help them meet some of these communities groups, get out into the community groups, and hear about the issues that are affecting people in a real way. So while some folks were pointing at these kids and saying, these are middle-class white college students, they're affected by some of the same things, right? So if you come out of school and you're meeting with a loan that's going to take you 20 years to pay back, you're behind the 8 ball from the time you graduate. You know, the issue is real. It's an issue that affects all of us. And I think what you're seeing here is community supporting community across color lines, across ethnicity, across issues. I mean, there's not only one community group out here, there's a multitude of community groups out here, anywhere from folks working on HIV/AIDS, former ACORN groups, New York Community for Change, Organizer for Occupation, Picture the Homeless. The list goes on and on. Take Back the Land is here as always, teaching and supporting folks because we feel we kind of were the precursor to all of this. And, you know, it's a movement that is strong. We hope to take this and build off of this by announcing a spring offensive. So this is a trial run around the country, and if this is successful, we'll gauge the success of this, and then Take Back the Land will initiate a spring offensive for the spring of 2012.
Talk to me just for 2 minutes personally. I mean, go back 10 years in your life. Where were you, and would you ever imagine you'd be in a situation like this?
I never imagined myself personally. Folks know my story in New York. I'm formerly homeless. I spent 13 years working for automatic data processing, a large payroll company, and I transferred from the job in 2001 down to Miami, lost that job, and spent 2.5 years homeless on the streets of Miami. I came back to New York, spent 10 months in a New York City homeless shelter, and started organizing within that homeless shelter, and 6 years later, here I am today, and it's been a total transformation for me. It's as if I had a calling, and you know, I wouldn't change my occupation or what I do for anything in the world right now. And you know, I'm living off of Social Security.